Well, hey guys, the other day I shared some free resources on Montessori parts of speech, and there was a little bit of interest, so I wanted to share how I'm using it with Explode the Code. So throughout this year, I've been using this book, Wipe Clean Grammar and Punctuation, to help my daughter learn about grammar and punctuation. And the parts of speech that we've learned so far have been the noun, article, adjective, verb, conjugation, and some prepositions. We haven't learned the adverb yet, but we're going to do that this month. And so I went ahead, and one of the free resources I shared had the parts of speech with the word written on it. So I printed and laminated those, and I'm just starting her out with four parts of speech: the verb, the noun, the adjective, and the article. There's not too many of them. And so then I use Explode the Code. The current one that we're using is book 3. I went through the book, picked out verbs and nouns from the book that she's familiar with. I want them to be words that she's familiar with. For the adjectives, I used our grammar and punctuation book to pick out some adjectives, and I also picked out some sight words that were adjectives. And I also used sight words for the verb, the sight words that we've learned this year for some of the verbs. And then I also just came up with some of my own words, like people's names, and also we're studying Egypt, and so I picked out the word Egypt for a place. And I went through all of the words with my daughter, and then we matched the words to whether it was a verb, noun, adjective, or article. And so then in the future, she can look through the words and sort them out herself. And then I will add more words to her little word list that she can sort out. And then as she progresses, and that may not be this year, or maybe it is, we're going to do some sentences. The sentences I picked out of our Explode the Code book, and then she'll take the smaller symbols and she can lay them under or over the words and show me what's a verb, what's a noun, etc. And I thought this was a great time to introduce it to her because we've already learned a lot of different parts of speech, and also we're studying about Egypt. And when she saw this, she was really interested in what this was, what were the symbols, because we studied that Egyptians use hieroglyphs, and I explained that we could use these symbols to figure out parts of speech in our own language. Hope that makes sense.